Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to Timberborn. I've been looking at this lake in between episodes, and I realized that this is all just the same water level. So putting a dam here would be like putting a dam in here, and it's not going to really make a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel all of this. Thankfully, it hasn't been built yet. So we'll go ahead and demolish buildings. And now we're going to prioritize pumping water. Yes, we know the drought is approaching. Let's go ahead and speed up the game. We are really needing that forester in soon because we don't have a lot of trees. I guess we can go ahead and invest in a ramp up to get here, which is going to get more wood than it's going to cost, so it's got a good return on investment there. And it's hard because I don't... 12 logs. It is going to increase the standard of living quite a bit to have housing. Let's make that a top priority job right now. Yeah, water. It's kind of important. Who knew? Good news is we got lots of food. And we do have the dam in here, so we should have time to pump some water. Thankfully, there's a difference in elevation between the two spots there. But we are going to want to get the standard of living up, because when you look at the beavers, you can see that they're not getting any bonuses from the standard of living, but it is possible that they will. So we are losing some productivity because they have to haul the water that they pump, so that makes sense. We do have a decent amount of logs coming in now, so let's go ahead, and we have 11 beavers. We want to make sure we get housing in before they start dying, because once they start dying off, then as you can imagine, it makes it a lot harder to repopulate. Flip that there. That's 24, and that'll hold 6. So we'll get 4 housing in, or 4 houses in. And then we should get the forester soon. I'm thinking we might want to put in... Maybe we'll throw in a small tank right here, so we can make sure we at least have one tank that gets filled quickly. I think this top part will be good for trees, because even though we haven't controlled this lake yet, the trees take 15 to especially if we do pine looks like they take 14 days. Hey, we got up to 4 standard living. That's good, probably from the housing. Oh, there's 5. But it takes 15 days for them to die, so they have a little bit more stayability than some of the crops like carrots or something might. Okay, so it looks like we do have plenty of water. The other thing we can look at doing, in the water tree, there is a fluid dump. Obviously, we need to get the forester in first, but we could build a fluid dump. So build some levees in right here, put a fluid dump in, and then that would make this area green. It does consume water to do that, but it's an option to then prevent, or maybe we'll throw that in right here, because then we can have farmable land that's not tied to if we have a bad tide, since we don't really have a good way to control where that goes just yet, which we are going to want to try and dissuade beavers from crossing there in such an event. I think we have enough science now. We can get a forester. Yes. Let's see. Oh, you can cross the blockage there. That's good to know. Let's see here. If we throw it Can I flip it? I can. Huh. So it looks like the radius is based off where the door is. Is good to know. I kind of want to make the most of the area here, so I think we'll throw it in right there. Although we might be losing more oh boy, my brain. So go ahead and put the forester in here, which makes it so it can cover all the way to here. But that may not necessarily be covering as much as if we had... I don't think the paths are going to be causing us to lose more than we're gaining from that, so I think that'll be good. Now let's go ahead and plan. We're going to want some oak trees. So we'll go ahead and throw like oaks in here. And we're going to want pine trees, so we'll go ahead and put the pines in over here. Or at least plan for them to be put in. And you don't reach down there. Nope, that's okay. We do need some berries for the antidote production. I think it's dandelions, berries, and wood. Okay, so I think now, now that the drought has ended, the next cycle can be a bad water cycle. So we're going to want to invest in some floodgates here soon and levies, all of which is going to need science. So I think we're going to want to get more housing so we can get more beavers, so we can get more... Looks like we're doing good on water, so I'm going to pause that. Let's go ahead and put some more housing in. We do it like this. Then we put the paths in there. We can put a small warehouse in there. And the small warehouse, I guess we're full on berries and carrots, so let's go ahead and store some extra carrots in there. Oh, it looks like we used up some of the planks for the stairs. I forgot about that, so we're gonna need to get these going here, so we can get the forester going. Looks like we need 3. So now we have 7 extra beds, so now we're good. So the other thing, we could either add another small warehouse here, or we can put in some stairs and access the upper area this way. I wonder for the well-being, the rooftop terrace, does it need to be completely on a rooftop? It looks like it does completely need to be on a rooftop. That's fine, we can put that there and pause that. We can just get rid of that, and then we can connect our pathing. But I think we are going to want to invest in some more science, so let's go ahead and place a second scientist down, or inventor. Let's see, so that's, yeah. Okay, so we're going to make that a high priority, so that gets worked on. I think we can pause the lumber production for now. You are scheduled to get chopped, right? No, you're not. This is what I'm talking about. Real easy to forget. There we go. Okay, so now that we can see the grass, let's go ahead and expand properly the oaks. And I like to throw some birch in just to, especially at the start, just to kind of stagger when products are going to be harvested, right? So you have a short product that doesn't produce as much, but you also have the long-term products that do. I wonder if we actually want to cancel a path through here and get this guy torn out. And then just throw a path in. I feel like that's going to help on this, help make this more accessible. Yeah, now you can see it's green instead of it was red all the way because they had to come over and around and hook back. So that's good. So we're doing good on food and water. Oh, we had a -2. What are we? Thirst. I think we're gonna want to, once we get more beavers going, we have 3 baby beavers now. We are gonna want to get a hauling post set up at some point, and then we can put water and food storage, kind of sprinkle it throughout the town. That way it can properly, they don't have to run all the way back down here to get food and water. Thankfully, we don't have to build like a separate building for them to eat. They can just eat right out of the storehouses. At some point, we're going to want to upgrade from carrots to potatoes, at least some, because you have the more varied your diet is, the better your quality of life. This is a cheap way to get some extra quality of life, so we're going to go ahead and allow that. We have 4 jobs open that aren't able to be filled. Can we see what the age of our... Yeah, so we got 41, 37, 28, 6, 48. I don't know what age they start having old age issues, you know, but we have a couple that are around 50, so hopefully we'll be able to replace those soon. Here comes the next drought. Thankfully it's a drought and not a bad tide. Bad tide's really nasty. I'm wondering if we want to, instead of fixing this road up here, if we want to drop it down and then put a dam in right here so our irrigation is separated from what we're pumping. That seems like that might make sense. I do want to get the levies unlocked because they take significantly less logs. Then that also lets us be able to manipulate the water flow, so we could put some water wheels in on this side and have this be generating power. I almost want to utilize the bad water for power generation, because that flows in a bad... I mean, either way you get it, it'll flow with a bad tide. That could be an interesting thought. I think this might be where we start pumping bad water from. There's some, but it's way down over here. Yeah. I think we do want to also... We're looking at irrigating with this stuff over here too. So if we mark that to be demolished and then this to be demolished, we make this a... We'll stagger this here. So we'll cancel all this to be demolished, but then we'll drop it down so they start from one end and work back, and then we can throw a path in around. There we go, so that's hooked in there. Hopefully our beavers don't get stuck. Oh, I guess they get teleported back. There we go. So now at some point we're going to want to come down here and throw a dam in. We can once we get 120 science. Do you want to put a dam or a floodgate in there? We might want to put a floodgate in there. That opens up a lot more irrigatable land. We're definitely going to want to put a floodgate in here. Now we can get the levee. So if we put 3 levees in, and then that'll let us drop a floodgate back there. Of course, that only matters. That actually makes that. I wish we could mass pause. Let's go ahead and pause these, because that will only matter once we put a control valve off here. So what are we going to need to do to control this area? I think we've added an extra control spot here now that we'll need to do. I don't know that we need to get crazier than levees and dams for that. So we have 2 legs here if we blocked off. Actually, that's not terrible. It doesn't fix the bad water issue, but then that does leave a lot of quite a bit of, what am I trying to say? It doesn't fix the bad water issue, but it increases the volume of good water that we can store. So I think we'll look into putting some of that stuff down once we get floodgates happening. I went ahead and added in these structures here. This is going to divert the water flow through the power wheel, so that'll speed that up, and then we can add more power, another power wheel if we need to. And then this is just going to act as another level of isolation for water. With this big mountain here, it makes me want to use some of this for a mega dam project. So maybe eventually we'll build up like here and here, and then we can have some deep water pumps off of here, and then not pump water here. So then this would all be for irrigation, and we could have a big reservoir with some large water pumps that can go down 4 as opposed to 2. We have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this would actually work pretty perfectly for that. And it shouldn't be. I mean, it's I don't know. We are getting some logs stockpiled, which is really good to see. We're down to only one vacancy, so we are up to 11 beavers. So all we need to do to add down here is to extend paths. It looks like we are going to need... What science do we need for the floodgate? 150. We have enough for 1, so we can probably actually unpause these. Don't need to make them a large priority, but we can unpause them. Soon enough, we have the planks, we'll be able to put a floodgate in here so we can control that. We do need to get over here, so we are going to need planks. So we'll go ahead and enable this and that, and we can probably pause the water pump for now. We are about halfway through the drought. So let's see. So in paths, we want to put some stairs there, there, and there. Which does also give us some access to some more pines, so that's never going to be a bad thing. We can throw a flag in there, make sure everything is flagged to cut. And that also is going to let us put a path in across here, should we want to be over here for whatever reason. There's the underground ruins. There's some ruins. Maybe we'll put another district over here or something. So if we're going to be putting power in over here, we're probably going to want to put some storage in. So we put this in and made that logs and hook it up to the path. That'll help build this stuff faster when we do get there, and it'll speed up the productivity of this guy. Hey! I think we are going to want to... I mean, it's tempting to come all the way down here, but maybe that'll be a different point. So if we put it here, then we can just walk across here and put a dam up here. We come to landscaping and levees. Do 3 and a dam. Oh, I guess it's a... I'll just put another levee in there. Oh, that's not the same level either. Okay. That's fine. We'll just throw a stair on here like we did elsewhere. And then we can come across this way. Throw a dam in there, and then some levees. Because we're not really looking for a high flow here. This is more just water control. In fact, do we want to, instead of a dam, do we want to just put a floodgate in here? Let's change this around and throw a levee there. And then, well, if we put a dam in, that's going to keep it at 70%. Are we ever going to want to drain this side? Probably not, so I think that'll be fine. We can always put a floodgate in there if we so desire. Let's go ahead and mark this stuff as all lower priority. And we'll make that neutral priority again. And then, do we have the science? We do have the science for a floodgate. There we go. Okay, so I got a floodgate to control when water comes in there. So the dams hold water at 70% of the block, whereas the floodgates can be at half or 1. So we'll let this will fill up to, it should be at half. And we should only flood out that way when we drop that to 0, and yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. We are definitely going to want a floodgate, I think, on one of these as a control valve to let the water drain. Well, yeah, we'll start with this and get more carried away later, I'm sure. Means that this is all going to be farmable. And as soon as this gets put in, which will make the top priority, that means it'll be safe to farm it. So now we need to decide on what food we want to grow in the area. We'll have to put a staircase in if we do the aquatics, but that's fine. So the spatter dock is like a potato equivalent. So that's 12 to 3, 6 to 1. So that's half a food more for 6 days. And then they both need to be grilled. So if we go to, I guess it isn't food. It's a bakery grill. So that's a little closer. They take less time to process. So it looks like it almost comes out to be about even. So I think for now, we'll just throw down our farmhouse there, and then we'll just throw some potatoes in. Maybe we'll do some sunflowers too. And then potatoes. Sunflowers take longer, but they don't need to be cooked. So it's a less efficient carrot, but for quality of life, it's a good thing. Is the storage, is that a 2 wide? It is. How perfect is that? So we can throw in sunflower seeds somewhere in here. There we go. And I guess we'll throw potatoes in here. So we're starting to stabilize pretty well, which is good to see. Oh, we do have a bad tide coming. Okay. Glad we got this up. Let's make this a higher priority. We can probably drop our work hours down to 16 again. 200 science. What do we want to do? What would be beneficial here? Okay. So we have this. We need to resume. Do we have any landscaping that's hugely beneficial here? Just multiple levels of floodgates. If we come like so. That should be good. Pathing, do we have the platform yet? We do not. I think, well, when the bad tide comes, we'll have to pause all this. We'll get that thrown in there for now. Maybe for now we'll actually make it... Okay, do we have anything that's super high priority to build? Nope, I think this is actually our highest priority. So we'll throw that in there, see what we can get 4 beavers to do in the 0.6 days. Probably not enough time. But it is what it is. So at least here we're going to be able to keep this area safe. Yeah, it's not anywhere near enough time. So we'll go ahead and pause the rest of this stuff. But then after this, we'll be able to control bad tides down this way. And then we'll drop this back down to 2. Hey, 6. Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't need... That's also fine. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Why did this dry out? Did it divert water from there? Well, there's no point in running you right now. Dries out in 3 days. Yes, this is all gonna... That's unfortunate. Well, the good news... Okay, hang on. I don't know if it would pollute our water supply, but I don't want to risk that. 5 days. Now's the test of the colony here. Now we get to see if we're gonna make it or not. These guys have been cruising on the timber, so we'll go ahead and pause that. We have enough logs that we could build this and then tear that down and move it down there. That would leave enough space for another large stockpile there. Let's take a look at, let's see, we have windmills for 120 that are 20 and 20. Eventually we're going to want to start unlocking gears and more stuff this direction. For now, I'm kind of tempted to get a lantern and throw it in some high traps. Throw a couple of these in for the decoration. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's we'll throw them in. Let's see. A lot of beavers live here, so we put one there. Put one there. There. If we put those three in, that should help a lot. Give our builders something to do while we're semi-conserving resources. Oh, we actually have 5 unemployed beavers, which is fine because we have jobs. We can resume that. It's just a matter of bad tide. Yes, this is the rough spot about having all of our timber up here. So now this should all divert. You know, I think we do want this to be a floodgate, otherwise it... No, that should be fine. It'll just flow out of both of them at a similar pace. So ironically, these ones that are out a little further are actually healthier. So it looks like it is... the health spreads... looks like about twice as far as the corruption, the healthy soil, which is a good thing to see. I'm kind of thinking of throwing in some sunflowers up here. Might as well. And then maybe we'll throw in some more water storage. We're definitely going to want to get gear production going soon so we can start working towards metal. I think the nearest... So we got this metal down here. And then we have some over here too, don't we? Or is it like way out? It might be way out. Yeah, no. Okay, so I think that down there might be the best. Best is in closest metal source. Oh, we got some up here too. Are we going to want to expand up here? Maybe? I love how the water looks. Especially as it is changing concentration levels. Okay, so this clears out much faster, which makes sense, because it's kind of a slow channel. So I think we are going to want to demolish this. I don't know that there's any reason to not demolish all this. See if it's smart enough to start at the end and work back. See, it's probably gonna be fine to drop to 0. Do we just want to actually plug this off altogether? I think that might not be the worst idea. It looks like this is just about safe enough to resume building, so we'll at least get the levies in. And we got enough planks, we'll go ahead and put the floodgates in too. Okay, oh. Silly me. Let's go ahead and resume pumping water, because that's going to be critical. We'll drop this back down to 2 beavers. And we'll make this just a 1 beaver job for now. Let's get that water pumping in. Yeah, we got -5 probably from thirst, right? Yeah. Lots of thirsty beavers. Which doesn't make sense that you're swimming in the water and you're still thirsty. And this is how I've died in the past before. It's just bad tide to bad tide to bad tide. So this is definitely high priority to get good water there. We'll pause that altogether. I'd actually say that maybe not like high priority, but at least trying to get some of this bad water out is a pretty big deal. I think building this is definitely the top priority. So much so that I think we actually want more beavers in there. These are less important to us right now. A lot of this is just going to die off, so we'll actually pause his job too. We really got to get this done. Would it be worth shortening that a little bit? Maybe in the long term, but in the short term, maybe not. I'm going to bump the working time up again. So now the downside is this is a... So I think we want to supply goods to... Yeah. So like it's fine if you store it there as overflow, but really we... Right now anyway we want... Oh, there's no haulers in district. Okay. We need to build a haulers post, which would take time. And I'm more interested in getting... You can see the water physics changing there. We are starting to make progress on the water, which is good, as far as our volume goes. And that'll also help us replenish our carrot supply. Hopefully we'll be able to get all this in. I think this actually doesn't need to be there, so we'll drop its priority. So I think once we get that floodgate up, that should then let us actually control this. It's starting to push bad water out, which makes sense, so it's a good thing we raised that up. Okay. It does look like this is important. Okay, so let's get that getting built there. We're going to go and... Oh, do they not actually have access to that? They don't. Okay, so do you have access to these ones? We make this high priority. Can you tear those down? So I would like... Nope, not in time. Well, we'll still let them see if they can tear them down. Doesn't look like they're interested in that. Okay. Okay, can it really not be reached? Well, I guess we'll find out if that's good enough or not. I would think you could reach it through here. Okay, so it does look like that's good enough. So maybe eventually we'll... I mean, maybe we can cancel... and temporarily put a path in to get that in just for aesthetic reasons. I don't see any reason to have all of these paths out here like so right now. These don't look good. We can get this situation out here sorted, so if we come into paths, I think we are going to want to get the platform here. Throw that in there. And then we do this. That should let us demolish all of these. Kind of wondering if we should have put this dam here and then just put a path there, but maybe once this gets cleared out, that'll change how this flows. I'm going to go ahead and pause 2 of these. Oof. That'd be another good reason to put this dam in here, is to keep the bad water from backfilling. I think we may want to put a hauler's post in. May not staff it super heavily, but we can at least put it in. How are we doing on the lantern? Actually, pretty good. It's only a 1, but overall, I mean, it's not as important as, oh, I don't know, food, but you know, still important. We can back this down to 16 hours now. There's no reason to work crazy. We can also re-enable him, so he'll be able to know where he can plant and where he can't. We might need to put 2 dams in to make sure we don't have more water coming in than is able to leave. Because it already looks like it's starting to overflow on the corner. It might just be clipping, but average well-being of 8. That's good to see it go up during a bad cycle, whether it's a drought or a bad tide. Looks like we're waiting on planks for a lot of that stuff, so we'll probably leave that running for a while. I feel like I should put another forester in over here. It looks like our food is doing decent. Let's actually focus on harvesting over planting. We might need to put another farmhouse in and refine that area. Let's kind of look at a forester here. So if I put a dam across here, having one... Oh. Well, there goes that. I'm so glad that we have this dam in here. And it's only a day, so our carrots should be fine, which is a good sign. 3.5, 3.3, yeah. Looks like sunflowers are a little more drought resistant too, which is good because they take longer to grow. There we go, now we're getting this stuff cleared out. Do we not need this one? It looks like we don't need this one. We gotta get the path gone first. Is that bad water overflowing? Are they getting their little feet wet in the bad water crossing there? Because that would not be good if that's the case. I think we might need to replace that with a dam. Yeah, they are. We have... It'll get sick in a few days. Okay. Well, we don't have access. I guess that's our next goal, is to get the Tapper Shack, which needs gears. I guess the other thing we need to do is delete this path. And this levee. Gotta go. Which should help with the water. And now we need to put maybe a second dam in. All 3 of those might need to be dams, but we'll find out, I guess. I guess because we have this plugged up, all of the water flow is ripping through here. So let's go ahead and open up there, which we are going to get a flow. You can see it's mixed because we got green and... I think we are going to want to put some floodgates across here somehow. I think that would be a good thing to do. And it looks like we're going to have to open these up if we want to get the good water to come this way too. Let's unpause our pumps. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, all the water's just tearing through here. Which is unfortunate. So I guess we're going to want to put a staircase there. We'll put one here, but we'll make it really low priority. They really don't give you any time to breathe here. Let's see. It's only a couple of spots, so I think we'll just put some dams in there, and we'll make that a high priority and those a high priority. But I think with the start of this drought, I think we have definitely stabilized in a much better position than we were in earlier. And I think that we'll have to go ahead and wrap this up here. This is a 10-day drought. Oh boy. Yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode. I want to thank everyone so much for watching. I hope that you have a great day and you remember to keep smiling.